John, and Rachel.
Good evening. My name is John Johnson. I've lived on the reservation since '95, and I've traveled quite often for the winter times to California. And I'm running for office mainly because I'm taking a bigger look of prospective businesses that are, we're in great need of. We're going to be losing some jobs in the future. We got more people moving to the res and a lot more moving out of the res, mainly because of the economy and the housing. The housing, very bad tragedy right now. I mean, we got people living in our basements that are fire hazards, living, wherever they can, especially during the summertime, they can set up a tent. But there's no jobs. The economy is very weak here, and we do need to do something about it. And I'm stepping forward with very highly education through gaming. Just recently I participated with the succession program, and I have numerous trainings through that, certifications. I feel that I have the education for business planning. I have MCT internship and learning how to be a business development specialist, consisting of building a business plan from scratch and doing research and finding niches for people. So I do have the experience, business experience. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming, and thank you to the Leech Lake Women's Coalition and also to KOJB and the other candidates here. My reason for running is that I think we all have a deep concern for leadership. As a leadership team, the Reservation Business Committee, they're a leadership team for business and government, and there's a need for us to review our tribal government systems and move forward progressively and aggressively through exercising our sovereignty. During the past few years, we've lost this momentum and have been blindsided by efforts to bypass our tribal sovereignty rights by local, state, and federal entities. We must increase our internal collaboration across our divisions and maximize our resources, conduct tribal business, and increase follow-through that focuses on the situation and facts rather than personal agendas. This once again will help us to be proactive and strong and in a position to assert our tribal sovereignty. Across the board, one of our most important issues for our tribe is communication. Currently, we have things in place. We have our radio station, we have our newspaper, we have word of mouth. We need to build and expand off of that communication so that everyone has access to information and what's going on in our tribal government. Elders are a great resource for us and should be involved and interwoven throughout all of our issues. Children, youth, and families is something that's really near and dear to my heart. And we all know our children are the future for us. We have an excellent early childhood and Head Start resource, and Human Services has been building capacity through behavioral health and the new Women's Halfway House, as well as maintaining programs already in place. An important component of this is that Anishinaabe Lifeways are supported.
The reason why I want to run for District 3 is really no different than what I do every day. I'm never going to claim to come in and change the world. I'm never going to come in and claim that I'm one single person who can make a decision about something. It's a team effort for everything that happens, because we've forgotten how to pull into with one another, how to organize, and how to almost to the point where we forgot how to be a family, because really tribal communities are just extended family systems, and a lot of us have forgotten how to do that. And we need to get back to that. We need to learn how to start supporting one another. We need to start remembering how we help one another out, how we talk to one another, how we help one another with the rearing and the guidance for our children. You know, it's not a bad thing for somebody to come up to me and say, Esther, you know, I had a crack one of your sons. Of course, it's never happened because my kids are wonderful, but, you know, there shouldn't be a problem with that. You know, we should all be able to come together to benefit our communities. I guess that's the most important thing I intend on doing in this position, is to start bringing people together and, like Cindy said, promote communication, healthy communication, even arguing, disagreeing. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, as long as you do it in a civil and mature and respectful manner. It just means there's opportunity for more discussion. That's all arguing and disagreeing is. There's nothing wrong with it.
I was raised in Cass Lake, worked in gaming for about 3 years, surveillance. Right now, I'm president, working at the police department for about 6 years. Working on the reservation, I see a lot of problems, gaming in the government side. One of the reasons I'm running is I'm sick of standing up to the council on decisions that they make when I can be a council member now and help our people. And a lot of our young people, elders, you know, I'm talking about young people especially, that we won't have a future left. The decisions we're making right now for greed, for money, all the decisions we're making is just for us to get money when we think of our land, our future, our youth. And that's the reason I'm running. I'm running because I'm a person that can get something done. I'm a person that has put in the time. I work long hours. I volunteer a lot of hours, and I can do it. I'm not going to work 8 to 4. Being a representative, I'll go in communities. I've lived out in Anigam for a while, so I know people out there, and I know their needs. And some of their needs ain't attended to because they're an outside community. And that's one of the reasons I think District 3 is because to find the needs that need to be met out there too, in Cass Lake and Mission. That's it. Thank you.
Bonjour, I'm Leroy Fairbanks. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here tonight, and thank the radio station for, you know, recording this forum for everybody, because there's a lot of people who can't be here, you know, whether that's, you know, because they don't have a car, they don't have transportation, or people who are out of state, or even around the state that can't be here or can't be on the reservation to hear some of these things. So it's a good tool that we can use to try to reach out to those people so they can hear what's going on in the stance of some of the candidates. You know, like I said, my name is Leroy Fairbanks, and right now I've been working with the administration for the council for 2 years as a deputy director. And, you know, it's a learning experience, I'll say. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, the outside perspective don't see on day-to-day working with the council. And I think some of those things are the reason why I choose to run. You know, if I was able to make the change or be a part of the change, or things were actually changing, you know, maybe I wouldn't have taken the step, but, you know, things aren't, and things continue to be, you know, they continue to function in the same direction, and things aren't changing, things aren't being shaken up, and so, you know, it's motivation for me to decide to choose to run. You know, prior to working with the council, I worked as a halfway house manager for a couple of years, and I worked in human service, you know, total for a few years before that. So my background really comes from human service, and it comes from working with people, it comes from wanting to help people. And I think that's a part of what this position is you want to reach out to people, you want to be a part of change, you want to help. And I do have a commitment to my community. I do want to be a part of this community. I'm somewhat younger, but I have a lot of years, and a lot of years they're spent here with Leech Lake, with the kids, with the rest of the reservation, the band members, and I want to be a part of that change, because if people don't like the way things are right now, the current structure of the government, the way the government is functioning right now, the only way that's going to change is, you know, if the membership is a part of that change, which.
Thank you.
I'm a legislator, and the reason I'm running for office is because I'm a constituent without a voice. And
We can't hear you back here.
sit up closer. In 1934, a guy named John Collier created the government we have right now. It's a government without checks and balances, separation of powers, or accountability. And most of us know this is a dysfunctional government. And in order to change it, we need to have our local Indian councils together, forming a legislative body that actually governs our current RTC system. Right now, we're having the IRS come in and they're coming in on the 23rd of March, and they're going to check our books. So I don't know how long this election is going to last after the federal people are in here, but we've got a lot of good candidates, so I just hope that this thing turns out all right, that we actually will change our government. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Prescott, and I'm seeking your support in advancing Leech Lake in economic development not associated with gaming. You know, there are opportunities out there. Currently, I've been working with the USDA in purchasing Leech Lake's wild rice, but we've been dragging our feet. We presented this opportunity to the council in early December, and finally this past week we made that first step forward in deciding to complete the application. I just find that kind of irresponsible. There are a lot of opportunities available. It's just a matter of going after them, you know, taking that chance, getting away from gaming. Do not be so dependent on gaming. I would like to be involved in getting the legislative body, which is, like as Skip said, would involve the LIC members, hold the council members accountable. Our greatest resources are our elders and our young workforce. There's a population bulge in the 18 to 30-year-old age group, and we need to encourage these younger people to seek the training that we're going to need in the future to properly operate and manage our programs. We lose a lot of money in waste just by mismanagement of programs. As a council member, I would seek funding for recreation centers, improve our hospital and public music school. Thank you.